Hi people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new recent reads video coming for you from the middle of February. February has been a steady reading month so far, and ideally I should be less hard on myself because February is, of course, the shortest month of the year, so I have less time to read books in general than I do in other months. You know what I mean? But, it's hard for me to go easy on myself when my accomplishments feel like obligations. Does that make any sense? Just because me reading a lot is part of a reputation that I have crafted. So whenever I read less than usual, I feel disappointed in myself instead of the opposite. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But anyway, February so far, like I said, has been a steady reading month. So here I am with 5 more books that I've read recently, and the first one is Thief of the Heights. This story is a YA science fiction graphic novel following 3 main characters who aim to escape their disease-infested city, and they want to travel upwards above. Does that make any sense? Like, the lower part of the city is the lower class people, and then the upper part of the city is the higher class people with more opportunities financially, and they don't have to deal with disease as much. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? But anyway, this book is absolutely so good. I really enjoyed it so much. I love the world building. I think it's so fantastic and so fascinating. The illustrations are so pretty. The 3 characters are all so well developed and so distinct. I love the disability representation, the queer representation. All of it is excellent. This book is absolutely so good. I just really enjoyed it from the beginning to the end. The plot is engaging. I loved the mystery, the world building, the characters, the friendship. Like, it's all so well done. So anyway, with that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Loverbirds. This story is a YA contemporary following a young sapphic main character with ADHD who is navigating her disability, first love, friendships, and her sexuality. This story is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good. First of all, the UK school setting really came to life so well. As an American, everything they're going through isn't really relatable, but I truly felt for them and their friend group and everything. The characters felt like real people, and I loved each of them. The sapphic romance is so cute, and it's so well done. I just really enjoyed it so much, and her exploration of her queerness was so good, especially paired with her disability. The ADHD representation is so good, and it's so well done, and I just truly really liked it. I love this book so much. I think it's so wholesome, and it's so well done. The comp authors are Becky Abotali and Alice Oseman, and I think that is so perfect because it's so wholesome and wonderful like Becky's books, and then it's set in the UK like Alice. So anyway, with that said, I would definitely highly recommend this book because I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book on this list is called It's All or Nothing Vale. This story is a middle grade contemporary following a young, queer, Puerto Rican main character who is navigating her life after an injury prevents her from being the top fencing athlete like she used to. I think this book is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good. First of all, I loved the exploration of queerness and disability together. Second of all, the writing is so pretty and it's so lyrical, and I loved the free-verse format so much. The plot is so engaging and so intriguing. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. I loved her relationship with her parents and with her sibling and her friendships and everything. And her entire identity was so well done. And I think that it's so important and so necessary for young people, for people of all ages. This book is absolutely so amazing and I really enjoyed it so much. I think I had really low expectations prior to reading this book because I think that I've read like the author's previous book and I rated it 3 stars. I don't remember the name of it at all actually, but this book was so good and it's so much more memorable and I think it's so awesome and so well done. So anyway, with that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars and I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Heartless Hunter. This story is a YA fantasy following a witch and a witch hunter who fall in love despite their circumstances. This book honestly reminded me of Serpent and Dove, and I mean this in a non-complimentary way because I don't like Serpent and Dove. This book reminds me of all of the YA fantasy white heteronormative enemies to lovers books that I was reading in high school that now retrospectively I feel like I would rate most of them 3 stars just because I enjoyed like the world building in this book, and the romance is something that I can definitely understand why other people love it, but for me, like, this book is mid. I prefer YA fantasies that like parallel something that's happening in the real world, you know what I mean? Whether that's modern day stuff or historically. And also, I prefer reading diverse YA fantasies. And I know that some people read YA fantasy or books in general to escape, but for me, I prefer like for education rather than entertainment. Does that make any sense? But anyway, overall, I did rate this book 3 stars. I won't be continuing the series. It's just that this type of YA fantasy is just not for me anymore. It used to be, but not anymore. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. And I'm not trying to shame anyone who does enjoy this fantasy. It's just that I'm no longer the audience for it anymore, which is why I've been so picky lately with picking YA fantasies in general. But anyway, I digress. I rated this book 3 stars, so take that as you will. The last book on this list, and certainly not the least, is called In Repair. This story is a YA contemporary following a young queer college freshman who's trying to escape his traumatic past until someone from that past shows up, and it's about like coming into your own, finding your people, and addressing what's buried in your past. Does that make any sense? Please check the trigger warnings on this book before reading it. There is a trigger warning especially for implied past CSA, so please be careful with that when entering this book. But overall, this book was really good, and I really enjoyed it so much. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. I loved how normalized the queerness was. I loved the friendships, the romance, like, it's so good. The plot is so engaging and so intriguing. I love these character-driven YA contemporaries, especially in a queer setting, in a college setting. Like, this book was so good. I truly loved it all. The plot is so engaging. I already said that. But overall, I just really enjoyed this book because it felt so, like, pretty and well done. So with that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars. I would definitely highly recommend it. So in conclusion, when this video is public, I believe it will be March already. So I will already know the amount of books that I've read so far in February. But I'm pre-filming this video February 15th. So I have no idea what that number is right now. Whatever it is, I hope that I will be proud of myself for reading that many books in February. Because like I said at the beginning of this video, it's hard for me to feel good about myself when it comes to my accomplishments, when they feel like obligations, and I don't know exactly how to pivot from that, if that makes any sense. But anyway, in conclusion, I hope that your February reading month went well. So with that said, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the piano emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!